I'll give you guys a bit of an introduction to the reason why I wanted to do this practice today, because I know most of you, if not all of you, have at least experienced some Forrest Yoga, whether that's a little or a lot. And Forrest has got a reputation for being a really intense practice, which it is, but it also isn't. And I feel as though there's this gap that gets overlooked, and it's where there's a real deep healing aspect, and we kind of miss out a little bit of it when we're in a really, really intense practice of Forrest Yoga. It can get overlooked, or people don't really kind of realize the most subtle aspects and how like intelligently it's actually been put together. And I'm not going to go into heaps of theory today, but if you want to read more, I'd really recommend getting a copy of Anna's book and understanding a little bit more about her experience and why this was created. But essentially, it's a practice that's been really kind of cleverly put together in a way that it works on all aspects of the body, so the physical, the energetic, the mental, the spiritual. And in yoga, we call this the 5 kleshas, which again, we're not going to go into today, but the idea is that we work through all of these layers in order to get to the very pinpoint aspects of healing that we need at that moment in time in that particular practice, which is where we're going to go today. So what I want to suggest to you guys is this practice can be as intense or as mellow as you want it to be. It is literally up to you. I'm the person that's giving you guys a whole bunch of options. I'm going to give you a whole bunch of opportunities to do like up levels, and I'm going to give you a bunch of opportunities to just basically do yin. And the learning in this is that we take what we honestly really need. And what used to happen to me was, and this is the truth of my own experience with Forrest, like I couldn't give myself permission to take it easy. Like I just couldn't. There was something in me that had to prove that I was good enough, and so I would just keep constantly taking these up levels, and I just would not learn my lesson until one day I really did learn it because I was physically sick. And I realized like what I was doing to myself. And like sometimes sure I can come onto my mat and do some really intense stuff, and that's fine, and I love that, and I think that's really healthy. But there's times when I come onto my mat where I've got this not good enough thing going on, and I'm pushing myself to do something that just is not okay. And the only person that really knows how you guys are feeling today is you. So you can't blame me for it being too hard or too easy. That's my disclaimer. It's up to you guys. I mean, you can project whatever you like because we're on a screen, so I can't even feel it anymore. And you can swear because I can't hear you. You can turn your video off and go for a walk in the garden because I can't see you. So that's why I love Zoom so much. But like, essentially the lessons that we want to learn, like what I see as an advanced practitioner is someone that can give themselves what they honestly really need without being frightened of it not being enough, or without being frightened of going too deep, or like really lean into what is it in your body that you really need today. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave the rest of it up for you. One thing about Forrest Yoga that I do love though is that it really lends itself to this kind of way of practicing, so we can take what we need. Like the pace is slow, we're not moving through anything too vigorously. There's time to really feel into where you're at. So I really, really recommend doing that today. All right. So in Forrest, a massive part of the initiation of the practice is to call in the 4 directions. And some of you I know have been in a practice with me when I've done that before. The idea with this is, and I don't want, I mean, what you believe in is entirely up to you. Like you might hear spirit and be like, I've got no idea what that means and I don't really care. The simplicity of the intention of calling in the 4 directions is just is just calling in a little bit of support for us on this journey. So whether you connect to nature, whether you connect to God, whether you connect to the great mystery, you might be a complete atheist, it doesn't actually matter. All it is acknowledging is that we're setting a container so that we can actually lean deeper into the healing practices of this lineage, and we don't have to do it all by ourselves. So we're just asking for support. Don't worry if the language in is just like, no, I don't understand it. Like, I will call it in a way that helps you hopefully connect to an aspect of it yourself. But if you're someone that doesn't connect to the words of the directions, I encourage you to connect to the energies that you feel. Like, as we're calling this work in, notice things like what's going on in your body. How does the vibe in your room change? Do you get like a visual? You might sit there and be like, for the whole entire time I felt absolutely nothing. That's okay too. So just let it unfold as it needs to for you. From that, once we've called in the directions, we'll move into a practice that's, as I said, it caters for wherever you're at. And then we will do a yoga nidra at the end, which surprisingly is a huge part of Forrest Yoga that's being kind of forgotten. It was pretty standard to do like a 2.5 hour practice where you call in the directions, you do the practice, and then you finish with a yoga nidra. But obviously, life, we don't have 2.5 hours. So these bits that have been dropped off, sadly, I feel are like some of the most important parts. And if you do yoga nidra, you'll know how incredible it is. Like, I do one every day. But if you don't, then I encourage you to really like uptake the goodness of it as well, especially after a practice. It's really, really, really healing and really regenerating, particularly for the nervous system. All right, so before we get fully started, if you need to go pee, if you have any questions, if you're suddenly like, yeah, no, I don't want to be here anymore, just drop me a little message in the chat box. But if you're ready, I suggest just getting yourself comfortable. The directions will probably take about 10 minutes. Yeah, I don't mind if you lie down. What I like to do is just get a sense of where the directions are in my house. So if you've got your phone with a little compass on, that's a good idea. And then you can turn to face each direction if you want to, or you can just lay down for the whole thing. So make it yours. I'll give you guys about a minute to get ready. Alrighty. So wherever you are, whether you're lying down or you're seated, close your eyes. Just take a few cleansing breaths in, like these breaths that mark this sense of arriving into this container, this physical container that you're in. And as you're breathing, sense the quality of air on your skin. Use your breath in a way that's almost like a cleansing quality. Maybe that feels like fresh water. Maybe if you're someone that works with sage or incense, see if you can breathe in a way that feels as though the inside of your skin is being cleansed, being washed. As we begin to call in the different directions, let yourself feel the quality of energy as it changes. Maybe that's an internal shift for you. Maybe externally the temperature changes. Aho, sacred ones of all directions. It's such a pleasure to be with you today. And we're here to really welcome in all the support you can offer us as we move through the more healing aspects of this practice. Sacred ones, we ask that you allow us today to lean into the more gentler aspects of ourselves and help us with the courage to really give ourselves what we need, not so much what we think we need. Aho. Aho, sacred ones of the East. As always, it's a pleasure to be with you today. We call upon you and all the qualities you bring, the qualities of vision, of clarity, and mostly like this real childlike quality. East, we ask of you today to help us with opening up to new ways of experiencing this practice, of almost taking on like a beginner's mind as we explore our body from a new perspective, from a new place. Aho. Aho, sacred ones of the North. As always, it's such a pleasure to be with you today. North, we call on you for support in moving through the walls that are keeping us from going deeper in our practice. Perhaps it is those walls that we put there because we're afraid of what we might find if we let ourselves go a little deeper. And maybe there's a wall that tells us that what we're doing isn't good enough and we need to do more. Now, if we ask of you today for the strength and courage to allow ourselves the permission to experience this practice in a way that we truly want to, like there's no one watching. So we can actually start to practice this lineage in a way that's really personal to us. Aho. Sacred ones of the West, a pleasure as always to be with you today. West, we call on you for your support in guiding us through this healing practice. West is the home of where healing occurs, and this place of really allowing ourselves to come undone. There's an aspect of shedding this old skin in the West, where we are brave enough to recognize the aspects of this practice that aren't working for us anymore, where we get the courage and the willingness to step into the next layer of the practice, the parts of the practice that we've maybe avoided, the parts of the practice that perhaps we've resisted or pretended we couldn't really do. Wes, we ask for you to hold us in a nurturing place with gentleness whilst we work through this messy process of undoing another layer of something, whatever that needs to be. Aho. Aho, sacred ones of the South. As always, a pleasure to be with you today. South, we call on you to help us with realizing that we are all gifted with something unique. And that uniqueness actually is dying to express itself through the vessel of our body. And instead what we do as humans is we look at everybody else's body and we try to do it like theirs. And all the while we've got this beautiful vessel of our own. So if we ask of you to help us look a little more within today. This practice is not about adding more. Rather, it's about taking away everything that isn't us. And in the process of doing this, of undoing all this stuff that just doesn't belong to us. So if we ask of you to bring in joy. So yes, this work is serious, of course it is, but there needs to be an aspect of light. It's this ability to be able to laugh at our own humanness. And accept that part of us also. Aho. Aho, sacred ones of the centre. The place where heaven and earth meet. The sky above, the ground below. The centre of the web that reminds us that every single one of us is connected to another, whether we like it or not. And even though we may not be in the same room today, we're in the same room. I love to call this duplication of cosmic light that connects us together, also known as Zoom. So before we move into the practice, just take the time in the centre of this medicine wheel to feel the energy of your fellows. The 8 of us that are together in this little container today while the rest of the world goes by. There's a lot of power in this work. We're responsible in this practice for our own healing, so eventually we can help others get there too. So really feel into this energy now that's created this container, this sacred space where we begin to work. Before you open your eyes, take a few breaths just to feel what's changed, but also what's still the same. What is that is unchanging? And begin to blink your eyes open. Maybe a couple of times you open and then close until your eyes are fully open. And then when your eyes fully open, make your way to seating on your mat. If kneeling is better for you, kneel. If you need to sit against the wall, sit against a wall. Close your eyes and start to breathe now in a way that helps you feel a deeper connection to the internal aspect of you. So maybe when you breathe in, you see everything that you're inhaling in. Maybe you breathe in the energy of this group. Maybe you breathe in the energy of the entire room. And then as you breathe out, see that as a way of making space for a new way of being. So there's gratitude to your exhale, but you're letting that part of you go now. It's necessary in order to take the next inhale in. Our intent today is to work with an aspect of yourself that you feel needs healing today. And by healing, it could mean a million different things. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with you, but it might mean that there's a part of you that feels physically disconnected. Or maybe there's a scenario that's happened just recently that's still kind of vibing inside. Maybe there's a way of being that you know just isn't working for you anymore. And maybe this practice is about working out a way to resolve that for yourself. But over the next few breaths, feel into what is an aspect of yourself that you feel requires some support today. When you're feeling in for this quality, it may not come in words. It might be that you feel a sense in your body somewhere. It might be that you see an image or a symbol, maybe a sound. Let it come to you in a way that's pretty organic, so you're not needing to come up with anything just for the sake of it. If nothing comes, that's okay too. Once you feel as though this intent is embedded into your body, begin to open your eyes. Come into Baddha Konasana. So you can sit up on a blanket or a block, if that's better for you. Have your heels about 18 inches away from your groin. We'll do 50 rounds of Kapalabhati. I like to have my hands on my belly sometimes, but you don't have to. Remember Kapalabhati, we're just focusing on the exhale. The inhale will do itself. So a little bit of an example before we get started. So we'll start half of an inhale and then it'll be a pumping action like this. Okay? So take a breath in together. Full breath out together. Half of an inhale. And off we go on exhale. Once you've done, pause there and uptake that energy. Notice where it wants to go in your body. Maybe it reaches into your feet. Maybe it moves up into your brain. And that's the intelligence of prana. Trust that it knows where to go in your body. Even if that place it goes makes absolutely no sense. We'll move into a few rounds of Uddiyana. If Uddiyana's not for you today, if it's just one of those days that it's not happening, don't do it. But you can still do the breath, okay? So we'll take our hands behind, we'll do an inhale for 10, hold the breath for 10, exhale into the forward fold, and then Uddiyana for 10. If 10 counts is really upregulating for you, don't do 10. Just do what you can comfortably. And that way the healing is going to be much more profound. Okay? So take your hands behind, lift up through your chest. Let's just take an inhale and an exhale together. So breath in and a breath out. And then inhale for up to 10. Just feel the chest, the collarbones spread. Hold the breath at the top. See if you can keep the belly relaxed as you hold the breath. And again, the face relatively soft. And then as you exhale, come forward fully. Keep pressing the feet together. Exhale all of the breath out. And then you can just take a forward fold. Or you can do Uddiyana as you draw your belly up in towards your spine. The chin tucks in towards your chest. Maybe using your hands to drag your chest forward a little bit. I actually like to hold my feet. And keep holding the breath out and the belly in until you need to breathe. When you do need to breathe, relax the belly first and then come up and we'll do another 2 in our own time. Once you've done your rounds, come back up. Keep your legs in Baddha Konasana. Inhale, lift up through your chest. Take your left hand over to the left. Right arm overhead as you exhale. Just get this sense of like not going in so far as you possibly can straight away. Feel as though you go in increments. So I like to break it up like 30%, 30%, and then another 30, and never really go to 100%. What you'll notice when you practice in this way is there's an organic release rate that is unique to your body. And the more you learn to work with the body rather than against it, the more available that release rate is for you, the more you get to know it. And then from there, take your right hand to your right thigh and just start to feel as you press your right thigh for twisting your chest towards your left. So it doesn't really matter how far it goes. Think about kind of just starting to encourage the right thigh to lengthen. And at the same time, for a relatively gentle twist through your navel. And also for me, like through the upper back. And then feeling for the tension at the back of your head, let that go. And come all the way up as you inhale. Pause there on your exhale, just feeling in for what's going on, particularly up the right side of your spine. And then as you exhale, take your right hand over to the right. And this time left arm over. So again, think about that 30, 30, 30. So maybe over the 3 breaths that we're here, you go in 30% after each breath. Or it might be that today you just stay in the first little 30% range. And what can often happen is like we go so deep so quickly, we miss all these like little intricate bits along the way. And so what happens in that place is we're just constantly working at the same layer. We miss all these other layers on the way down. Okay, from there, bring your left arm to your left thigh. So same thing, we're just starting to encourage a little bit of length there. So there's a bit of pressure through the left hand, but not a lot. And at the same time, twisting the chest towards the right knee. The back of the head relaxes. For me, I feel a bit of a twist through the thoracic, through the upper back. But again, stay really intimate with your breath. So just notice how frequently we disconnect from that, like every other breath. And your next breath in, come all the way up, ease up slowly. Pause a moment. Feel for what you can feel running up the side of your spine. And then from there, help your legs together. If you've got a blanket, I suggest putting padding for your lower back when we move into abs. I love this. And then lay down for abs with your feet on the floor. So obviously there's an opportunity here to take your feet up. But I'm really going to encourage for today's practice, if you can, to work with your feet down and let this be a really kind of gentle ab work. If you want to go up and take your feet up, by all means do that. Alrighty? Interlace your fingers, hands at the base of your skull, point your elbows up. Inhale, lift your head and shoulders up. Hold your breath. Gently press your lower back into the mat. As you exhale, take your elbows to your left knee and extend your right leg forward. Keep your shoulders lifted a little as you push through your right heel, belly draws down. Right foot on the floor, inhale back to center. Hold your breath again. Press your lower back into the mat. As you exhale, elbows to your right knee, take your left leg forward. Push through your left heel as you pull your lower belly down. Inhale back to center, head stays up. Hold your breath. Press the top rim of your sacrum into the mat. As you exhale, take your elbows to your left knee, reach your right leg forward. This time, put your right hand on your right sit bone. Stay here, take an inhale. As you exhale, contract the bottom of your right sit bone into your hand and pull your belly down. Inhale back to center, head stays up. Hold your breath, press your lower back down. Exhale, elbows to your right knee, take your left leg forward. Left hand at the very bottom of your left sit bone. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, contract your left sit bone into your hand and pull your belly down. Left foot goes down. Inhale back to center, head stays up. Hold your breath. Press the top rim of your sacrum down. Exhale, elbows to your left knee. Take your right leg forward. Right hand at the very bottom of your right sit bone. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, contract the very bottom of your butt into your hand. At the same time, pull your belly down. Inhale back to center, head stays up. So notice what's coming alive in your lower belly. Hold your breath. Press the top rim of your sacrum down. Exhale, elbows to your right knee. Take your left leg forward. Left hand, left sit bone. Take a huge feeling breath in. As you exhale, contract your left sit bone into your hand. Keep lifting head and shoulders up. Low belly draws down. Inhale back to center, head stays up. Hold your breath. Press the top rim of your sacrum down. Exhale, elbows to your left knee. Take your right leg forward, right hand, right sit bone. Take an inhale. Keep lifting your shoulders as you exhale, contract. Right sit bone into your hand. Spread your right toes. Lower belly draws in. Inhale back to center, head stays up. Hold your breath. Press top rim of your sacrum down. Little curl of the tailbone as you exhale, elbows to right knee. Take your left leg forward. Left hand, left sit bone. Take an inhale. Contract the very bottom part of your butt into your hand as you exhale. Belly draws in. Inhale back to center. Exhale, put your head down. As you place your head down, relax your arms by your side and just let yourself feel what's stirring in the very lower part of your abdomen. Notice what else is happening through the rest of your body. Maybe the tingling through the palms of your hands, change in temperature. And then from there, roll over onto one side and take your block. Bend your knees, pop your pelvis up and come into bridge over a block. So if you want to go on the highest height you can, that's where I'm going to go today. But if the lower height is better for you, please do that. Before we move any deeper, just feel for that opening through the front line of the body. So make sure that on the block you've got your sacrum and a little bit of the meaty bit of your butt. toe heel your right foot into the midline so that it's in line with your right sit bone. Inhale your left knee to your chest. Keep a little curl of your tailbone. As you exhale, take your left leg straight up. Feel for the beginning of an opening through the back of your left leg line as you start to reach your upper back away from the floor. And then feel a gradual plugging down through the right heel. This sense of support through the legs for sure. Still able to relax into the quality of the pause. Now from there, take your left ankle over your right thigh. Just let your left knee move out to the side there a little bit. Remember, you want to keep your tailbone curled slightly. And then place your left hand on your left thigh really close to your hip joint. Take an inhale. As you exhale, guide your left thigh bone away. Again, we want to start to feel just a little bit of space in the lower left side of the belly. And then see if you can see your breath go into that place, like this sense of feeling deeper into your body. From there, release. Place your left foot down. Keep a little bit of a curl through your tailbone so you're not collapsed onto the block. Toe heel your left foot into the midline so the heel is in line with your left sit bone. Inhale your right knee to your chest and exhale right leg straight up. You can have a slight bend in your right leg there, and again, just, be really patient with the releasing in your body. Usually I find that my time versus my body's time are two totally different things. And the speed at what I want my body to release at is never really the speed that it does. So it's that practice of being patient and willing to wait for our body. And using the breath again to feel in through the back of the leg. And then your next breath, take your right ankle over left thigh, right hand at the top of your right hip. So remember to keep the left heel plugging down a little curl of your tailbone. Inhale into your right hip joint. And then guide your right thigh bone away as you exhale. So it's just introducing again a little bit more space around the lower right side of the abdomen. And then again, start to see your breath move there. So what is the quality of your breath? Like if it had a colour, what colour would your breath be? What about the texture and how it feels when it reaches into that place? Is it like silky smooth? Or maybe it's a little bit more sparkly and effervescent, like feel the qualities. Release, place both feet flat. Inhale, lift your pelvis off the block. Move the block away, but keep your pelvis lifted. Exhale there. On your next inhale, use your breath to articulate your spine down. So you bring your upper back, your mid back, and then you turn your pelvis skyward, like really tilt your pubic bone up to engage your butt to get your lower back down. Roll over onto one side. Make your way up to standing. So we're going to start at the top of the mat. Feet can be about hip width apart. If you feel like you want to have your feet together, that's fine too. I just find for me it works better feet apart. Before we start to move, let's just pause here. So bring your arms by your side. Feel where your feet plug down into the earth. So you can get a sense of the back of your head over your lower back. A slight bend in your knees. When we reach into this place, it's almost like we're barely putting any effort into standing, yet we feel really strong. And then take your hands to the back of your legs, just underneath your butt cheeks. Inhale, lift up through your chest, spread through your collarbones. Slide your hands down the backs of your legs as you fold forward on your exhale. So the hands will stay on the legs the whole time. Let the back of your head relax. Keep maybe a little bend through your knees. Okay, and then press into your legs. Keep your hands all the way up the back as you come up on your inhale. And then we move down again over the exhale. So following the leg line all the way down, let the back of the head relax. This time we'll take an inhale, halfway lifts. Hands are on your shins. And then fold forward on your exhale. We'll stay here for 2 breaths. So let those breaths be like we did at the start, where we're really focused on what we can intake on the inhale and what we can release back on the exhale. It's a little bit like what served its purpose, like what have we used enough and now we can send to someone else. And then coming all the way up on your inhale, collarbones spread wide, heart lifts. Folding forward again on the exhale. So at the back of the head go, you can bend your knees as much as you need. Maybe even bring a little bit more weight into the front of your feet. We'll stay here for 3 full breaths. See if you can let the skin across your face relax. Let gravity draw the crown of your head down. And maybe use this last breath to connect back into the healing that you're calling in today. Like, what is it you're working with? Come all the way up on your inhale. Spread out through your collarbones again. Last time to forward fold as you exhale. So you might do a halfway lift, get a bit of length, inhale. And then we'll stay for 4 full breaths on the exhale. So we don't need to make this complicated. It can be really, really powerful to focus so intently on the inhale and the exhale. And, intentionally drawing in what we really need at the moment with the breath. And allowing out what we don't necessarily need with the exhale. And then coming all the way up on the inhale. Spread out through the collarbones. Keep your chin tucked in as you exhale. Just pause there in that moment. Again, to uptake. And step to the back of the mat. So we'll move through a few, they're like a lot more grounding versions of suns. They're called moon salutations, let's call them that. So we'll go through the first one slow, and then we'll probably start to move a little bit quicker. So as you inhale, take your arms up, get length through the side of your body. As you exhale, start to sit your hips down towards your heels. Put your hands on the floor as you inhale, walk forward into a tabletop position. And then to down dog as you exhale. So you can get a bit of length through the spine there. Let the back of the head go. Step the right foot forward for warrior one. Come up as you inhale. Stay in the warrior one as you exhale. Maybe there's an opportunity to go a little bit deeper. And then straighten in your front leg as you inhale. Extend your spine forward, coming into a forward fold over your front leg as you exhale. Let the back of your head go. From there, step back to plank as you inhale. Lower all the way as you exhale. Cobra is an inhale, chin stays tucked. Navel to spine. Press to down dog as you exhale. Left foot forward, warrior one. Come up on an inhale. Stay to sink a little deeper as you exhale. Straighten your front leg, inhale. Extend your spine and lengthen as you exhale. So feel this like crown of the head lengthen forward. Take an inhale here. Step to down dog only as you exhale. Deep feeling breath through the back of your body. Relax your belly as you breathe out. Inhale, put your knees down into tabletop. Walk your hands back to your heels as you exhale. So we're back in the squat. Inhale, your arms come up, press your legs straight, so all the way up. And then forward fold as you exhale. So peace fingers can grab your big toes, or you can hold onto your shins. Inhale, halfway lift, get a little bit more length through the spine. And then fold forward again as you exhale. So let the back of your head go. Release your toes, come up into chair pose, inhale. Straighten your legs, hands to heart as you exhale. So go again with that, inhale, arms up. Sit down into your squat as you exhale. Walk your hands forward to tabletop, inhale. Press into down dog as you exhale. Warrior one, inhale, right foot forward. Stay for exhale. Front leg straightens, inhale. Extend your spine forward as you exhale. Back to plank, inhale. Lower all the way as you exhale. Cobra, inhale, strong legs. Navel to spine, down dog as you exhale. Warrior one, left foot, inhale. Stay here as you exhale. Front leg straightens, inhale. Extend forward as you exhale, so really feel the spine lengthen. Pause here for the inhale. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Full feeling breath in here. Let the back of your head go. And a full breath out. And then place your knees down as you inhale. Tabletop. Walk your hands back on the exhale, hips to heels. So arms start to come up there. Press through your legs, come all the way up on an inhale. Fold forward as you exhale. So peace fingers grab your toes, hands to shins, inhale halfway. Fold fully as you exhale, again the back of the head relaxed. Come up into chair pose, inhale, big breath. Straighten your legs, hands to heart as you exhale. This last round we'll do now with the intention of really bringing in the quality of healing that your body needs. So moving at your own pace, with your own breath, in your own time. So as you inhale, arms up. Sink down on your exhale. Tabletop, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Warrior one, right foot, inhale. Stay for exhale. Front leg straightens, inhale. Long through your spine as you exhale. Back to plank, inhale. Lower all the way on exhale. Cobra, inhale, big breath. Downward facing dog, exhale. Knees to the floor, inhale. Walk your hands back as you exhale. Pause there in a low squat for a moment, hands to heart. Take an inhale. Stay for exhale. Back to tabletop, inhale. Down dog on your exhale. Warrior one, left foot, inhale. Sink a little deeper as you exhale. Front leg straightens, inhale. Extend forward as you exhale. Take another breath in here. Step to down dog as you breathe out. Full feeling breath in. Let go through your eyes as you breathe out. Knees to the floor, tabletop, inhale. Walk your hands back as you exhale, sit bones to heels, arms come up. Press through your legs, come all the way up as you inhale. Fold forward on your exhale. Halfway lift, inhale, hands to feet or shins. Forward fold on your exhale. Chair pose, huge breath in. Straighten your legs, hands to heart. Before we move on, pause there, relax your arms by your side. Feel in again for the quality of energy now, particularly through the area if you had a physical place you were focusing on. Take one more feeling breath in here. As you open your eyes on the breath out, take your left foot forward and your right foot back for warrior two legs. Once you're in warrior two, bring the back of your head over your lower back and relax your arms by your side. Shoulder shrugs. Inhale into your upper back. Hold your breath, lift your shoulders right up to your ears. Take them back, squeeze. And as you exhale, just drag your shoulders down your back, just like you're massaging the whole of the back of your heart. Inhale into your upper back. As you exhale, squeeze upper back muscles. Not too vigorous, just enough to feel. Then drag your shoulders down. Inhale into the mid and upper back. You might bend your elbows a little bit here as you exhale, squeeze bottom tips of shoulder blades, then drag your shoulders down. Relax your arms. Bring your arms up like so your elbows are bent and your palms are facing upward. Keep your elbows away from your ribs for today. Warrior two with bird wing. Inhale into your upper back. As you exhale, peel your arms away from the midline. Just a little bit of activation at the back of your body. Inhale, arms back to center. Peel away at the back of the back of your armpits, a gentle squeeze there. Let's just do two more. Inhale into the midline. Peeling away as you exhale. Feel the back of your arms, armpits, upper back. Last time, inhale in, hands spread, and peeling open as you exhale. From there, release your arms. Keep your leg bent. Inhale for reverse warrior. Take your arms straight up. Hold your breath, go back only as far as your held breath will allow. Place your right hand on your right leg and keep your left arm reaching over. So you'll notice we're not holding these poses majorly long today. Focus fully on the breath in and out as you hold. So your awareness is completely absorbed into the breath. Take one more feeling breath in here. Stay as you breathe out, but keep super soft, super relaxed. Now inhale, start to straighten the left leg. We're coming into triangle. Reach your left arm straight up. Come over as you exhale. You can have your hand on a block here. Otherwise, hand on your shin. If it's an option, you can have your hand onto the floor. and the right arm straight up. Look somewhere in your body where your neck isn't overstrained. So you don't have to totally let your neck completely hang, but keep some of the tension out. And as you feel for the strength and support through your legs, let the internal aspects relax, particularly around the abdomen and your internal organs. And from there, bring your right hand to your right hip. Take your left hand forward. We're coming into half moon. It might be a wobbly one for you. So again, take your time to set it up. Left hand can be on a block here. You can have a little bend through your left knee. Keep rolling your right hip away from the floor. And then an option to take your right arm straight up. Right leg is active. Take a full feeling breath in here. Focus your mind on one spot as you breathe out. In vertical splits, both hands to the floor or blocks. Have a little bend through your elbows. Right leg reaches back. So you can get your pelvis parallel to the floor. Back of the head relaxed. Inhale into the back of your body. Feel for activation of energy through the inner line of your right leg. So you don't need to lift it really high, but feel that it's fully engaged. Take one more breath in there. Lower the right foot down for warrior one as you breathe out and come up. Come up into warrior one. Take your arms out to the side as you inhale. Eagle arms. Right arm under your left as you exhale. So if the bind is too intense, you can always bring your forearms together. And remember, in any of these poses, there's options to put your back knee down. You can take child's pose. Do whatever it takes to help you stay fully in feeling. Okay, so deep breath through the back of your heart. Stay for the breath out as you let go through the back of your teeth and the back of your eyes. And from there, release, put your back knee down. Take your left foot out wide. Option here to stay upright, so you can have your fingertips on the floor, or if you've got blocks, even blocks. Okay. The other alternative is to inhale, reach your left arm forward, take it up and behind. And if it's an option, grab your back foot. So again, just feel into that part we spoke about of feeling like we've got to do more. Just really notice what's available, and if it's there, use it for sure. Okay, take one more feeling breath in, whichever version you're in. Stay for breath out. And then release. Stay in the lunge, either hands to the floor, maybe your right elbow to the floor, maybe your left elbow to the floor. So you can come onto the knife edge of that left foot, no problem. Again, this sense of feeling where your breath is reaching. And also the areas in your body where your breath is struggling to touch into. Be aware. From there, plant your palms, tuck your back toes under, straighten your leg, and then walk your hands through to the midline. So your feet are parallel. Come all the way up on your inhale, hands on your hips, lift up through your chest, and forward fold on your exhale. Back of your head is relaxed. Little bend through your knees as your sit bones reach up. From here, walk your left hand towards your right ankle. Hold on to your right ankle. Right hand on the floor or the left hand. Take an inhale through the left side of your ribs. As you exhale, let your chest move down and then hang your left ribs towards your left leg. Feel this sense of ease and comfort as you connect to a breath that allows you to feel relaxed even in the strength of the pause. Now stay down low, walk your hands towards your left foot, turn your left foot out and reset your back foot for pyramid. So feet are about hip width laterally, the left foot faces forward, the right toes turn out. Bring your left hand to your sacrum and take your right arm straight up. Inhale, lift up through your spine, lengthen. Try and keep your right arm by your ear as you exhale to fold forward. Press through the feet, come all the way up again on the inhale. So you can extend your spine and lengthen forward as you exhale. Let's do two more. So inhale to come up. Really focusing on keeping the spine long as you exhale. Last time, press through your feet, come all the way up. And extending forward as you exhale. This time, bring your right hand inside or outside of your left foot. So you can use a block here again. Left hand stays on your sacrum. Or left arm straight up. So we're in an easy twisting triangle. You get this sense again of your spine easing forward. And then when you twist, let the twist be from your navel. So we're more focused on what we're doing internally, the internal organs, the lower energy centers of the body. And let the left side of the neck relax a little. Keeping the back leg active. Release. Plant both hands to the floor. Make your way to pigeon. Left knee bends. If you need to bend that back knee and make it more like a deer pose, you can do that. Otherwise, tuck your back toes, reach the back leg back, and then inhale, lift your chest. Just walk yourself forward as you exhale. So you can be up on your forearms, you can be all the way down, you can stay on your hands. Keep a little bit of activation through your left foot, just enough to feel awareness in that place. And just take a couple of breaths here to reconnect to your intent. Like, what was it that you intended to heal in this practice? What was the sensation that came for you? What was the image, the word, the symbol? And just check in with how that's going for you now. Maybe it's changed. Maybe it feels different somewhere in your body. And then from there, plant your palms and just make your way to standing. So avoid coming into a downward facing dog. We're not trying to make this like a performance. And then let's go to the other side. So take the right foot forward. So in a warrior two position. Again, back of the head over the sacrum. And then inhale into the upper back. Hold your breath, lift your shoulders up to your ears, take them back, and then a little squeeze as you exhale to drag down. Just enough to bring awareness to that place in your body. Inhale in between your shoulder blades. And squeeze your shoulder blades as you exhale, drag your shoulders down. And then inhale into the mid and upper back. Little bend of your elbows as you exhale, squeeze the bottom tips. Just a gentle squeeze. Drag your shoulders down. And from there, relax your arms a moment. Reconnect through your feet. And then bend your elbows. This time, bring them really close to your ribs. Okay. So we want to imagine this like $50 notes in each armpit. And you don't want someone to take them. Keeping your arms glued to your ribs, take an inhale. And then peel your forearms away from the midline as you exhale. Just want to feel that little bit deeper activation at the back of the arms. Again, inhale into the midline. So nothing too vigorous at all. And then peel away as you exhale. So let's do two more. Maybe close your eyes if you can here. Inhale into midline. Peeling away from midline as you exhale. Palms are spread. And then last time, inhale into midline. And peeling away as you exhale. From there, release your arms. Keep your legs the same for reverse. As you inhale, you take your arms straight up. Just holding the breath as you move back. And then place your left palm to your left thigh as you keep lifting through the right side of the ribs. So this sense of letting go through the tops of the shoulders and the side of the neck. And see if you can tap into the energy that runs through your spine that isn't muscular. So something a bit deeper than that. And feel for lifting from that place rather than making your little tiny muscles that are tired probably work. And tap into something much deeper. Okay, and then coming all the way up as you inhale, straighten that front leg. So we're setting up for triangle. So right arm comes up as you lengthen. And then over into the right side. So remember, blocks are really good to use. I love a block on my right side because it's so much tighter than the left. So just do what you need to do here and then inhale the left arm straight up. If you've got a deeper version of triangle, go there. And again, that sense of feeling through both side ribs, like lengthening, like sometimes for me, when I go really deep, I lose connection to the subtleties of the energy. And actually, if I'm really honest, like just because I can go deep doesn't necessarily mean it's the best thing for me. Like learning how to just do little bits has been, well, it's an ongoing journey really. Okay, one more deep breath in here. Stay for exhale. And then setting up for half moon. So if you need blocks and things forward, do that. Take your right hand forward, bring your left hand to your left hip, and inhale the left leg up. So if you're really wobbly, you can do this on a wall, no problem. Left arm comes up if that's there for you in your practice. Again, just really tapping into what is available for you. And being okay with the wobbly bits. Vertical splits, hands to the floor. So your vertical splits might mean that your leg is just about an inch off the floor. That is also vertical splits. We're focusing on keeping it's more important to focus on the activation of your left leg than the height. Because essentially what we want is to feel every part of the body energized and engaged. So see in your mind's eye the quality of energy running through the inner left leg line. And from there, lower that back leg down, come into warrior one pose. Eagle arms. And take the arms out to the side, and then any kind of bind. So whether you want to wrap or you want to bring your arms together, maybe a self hug is a really appropriate option for you. And just feel the quality. It's such a beautiful, like, heart-based pose, where we're feeling for an expansion at the back of the heart particularly. And a sense of support through the legs as that place begins to open. And then release, bring both hands to the floor, put your back knee down. Toe heel your right foot out wide. So you come up onto the knife edge of the right foot. I mean like the outer edge. Hands on the floor like so. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you take that right arm forward, you reach up, back, grab a hold of your left leg, and bring that heel in towards the butt. So you're opening up your chest towards your right knee. If that's not there, no worries. And then release, bring your hands back. So stay in the lunge. You can be up on your hands like so. Maybe there's an option to come onto your left forearm. Maybe onto your right. And don't worry where you are. Just again, that focus on feeling your breath move through. Ideally, the bone structure now, like there's that much of an internal connection. From there, release. Reset your feet for pyramid. Come all the way up. So remember you've got your right toes facing forward, left toes turn out. Right hand to the sacrum, inhale, left arm up. Lengthen forward as you exhale. So just try to keep the left bicep by your ear. So inhale to come up, you're pushing through the right foot. And then exhale to extend forward. 2 more. Inhale to come up. So you can make your breath a little bit longer than the exhale as you come down. Last one, inhale to come up. Exhale to come forward. And from there, we're going to walk the hands through to the midline. Feet are parallel because we forgot to do flank. So take an inhale halfway. Forward fold on your exhale. That's the problem with these practices. It's like suddenly everything gets forgotten. Right hand to your left ankle. Left hand on your right. Just let your chest hang down. And then a little bit of arcing of your right ribs towards your right leg. Maybe a bit of a bend through the knees. A sense of feeling like there's a downward moving energy in the body. From there, release. Walk your hands forward. Turn your right foot forward. So we're back in that pyramid position. We're just going to come into the twisting triangle. So left hand inside or outside the right foot. The right arm comes straight up. You can use blocks here. I love a good block. And just to get that space in the body, like I used to think blocks were failures. It's obviously not true. It just helps to just open up the body in a way where the energy can move a bit more freely. And also learning how to receive support from an external. It's a really big part of a prop. Release. Reset your feet. Come into pigeon. The right knee bends. So remember, you can always bend that back knee into more of a deer pose. You can bend it as much as you want to, actually. Otherwise, straighten the leg. Inhale to lift up and then coming forward on the exhale. And again, if props are good for you, just use them as you feel most intuitively. Because there's a really good chance you'll know exactly where to put your prop. So again, steady the breath, bring it back. To really infuse your mind onto your breath. And then slowly easing on up. And you can stay down on your mat. So 2 options for this next pose. You can come into dragonfly. And of course you can be sat up onto blankets, blocks, whatever you need. If you've got a bolster, you can even rest your arms on a bolster. But you don't need to come into acrobat version. You can just prop yourself up to a comfortable place where you can feel the inner leg lines release. Now, the other alternative is to take that up onto the wall. If you're someone that feels as though the forward fold's just a bit too much, this is a really good option too. And if neither of those work, or you just prefer something else, come into frog pose. Take your shins to the outer edges of the mat. You can come down onto your forearms. Remember, even though it's a yinny kind of practice, we want to keep the feet active still. So we're not completely going into yin. So whatever you choose, go back again to that notion of letting your body kind of release at its own rate, and see if you can watch, you can actually feel when the mind wants to do it versus when it's naturally unfolding. There's this really different quality. And, it's constantly having to recognize where we've kind of taken back control over and over and over again. That is the practice. So less activation through your feet now. Let the legs be relatively soft. And then easing your way out slowly. And come down onto your back. Your knees bent and your feet flat. So if twisted roots is okay for you, that's where we're going to go. If that's not, that's okay. You can just work with both knees bent. So, everyone, let's take our pelvis over to the right. Now, twisted root people, your right leg will come over your left, knees will go over to the left. You might want to pop a block or something underneath there. They don't need to go the whole way. If you're doing just the bent knee version, same thing. Try and get your shins and your knees stacked. And then right arm comes out to shoulder height. You might want to gaze towards your right fingertips. That might be maybe a bit too much. Just kind of feel in there. Let your left shoulder relax. Let your breath be steady. Just notice where else there's remainders of effort. Maybe through the inner legs, the jaw. Alright, and to come out, just take if you're in twisted roots, take the top leg off first. Bring everything back through center. Just pause there for a moment, whichever version you're in. And then off center your pelvis to the left and take your left leg over your right. So you're going into twisted roots or stacking your left shin on top of your right. So again, the left arm comes out to shoulder height, maybe the gaze towards left fingertips. And just keep an eye on that right shoulder, like feel for relaxing in that place. Feel like the back of your head is supported by the earth. From there, just that gradual unraveling out. So taking your top leg off first. Let's come back to center for a moment there. Just let the pelvis re-center itself. So feel what's occurring in your body now physically, also energetically. And then begin to make your way into a comfortable place for yoga nidra. So it might be that you have a blanket underneath and on top of you. Maybe you have eye pillows, maybe bolsters. I'll give you about a minute to get super, super comfortable. And just rearrange your body so that your shoulders are away from your ears. Maybe your tailbone lengthens away from your lower back. Maybe there's just something else you need to do to make sure that you're fully comfortable. The practice of yoga nidra is a practice of yogic sleep that will guide you into a hypnagogic state. It's this state of consciousness between wakefulness and sleeping. So try to remain awake by listening to the sound of my voice. I'm going to ask you to move your awareness through various bodily sensations, emotions, images. Just try not to concentrate too intensely. If your mind becomes really overactive with thoughts or worries, just come back to the sound of my voice. Become aware of any sounds you can hear in this moment. Nothing else but what you can hear without strain. And then begin to focus on the most distant sounds that you can hear. Let your sense of hearing radiate outward, searching for distant sounds and follow them for a few moments. Move your attention from sound to sound without labeling the source. Gradually bring your awareness to closer sounds. To sounds outside of this building. To sounds inside this building. To sounds inside the room. Without opening your eyes, visualize the four walls of your room. The ceiling, the floor, your body lying on the floor. Visualize your body lying on the floor. The position of your body, your clothes, your hair, your face, become aware of the existence of your physical body lying on the floor. Become aware of your natural breath. Become aware of your natural and spontaneous breath that moves in and out of your body without any effort. The natural breath flows in through both nostrils. Notice the feeling of the breath as it comes in and out of your nostrils. There's a sense of coolness as you inhale the breath. You follow this feeling into your nose, your sinuses, the back of your throat, and into your lungs. And there's a sense of warmth as you exhale the breath. And feel this warmth on your upper lip as you breathe out. The natural breath flows through both nostrils during the inhale and the exhale. Allow your breath to become longer and slower. Take a long, slow inhalation, followed by a longer, slower exhalation. Make your exhale even slower. Notice the slight pause after the exhale. Slow inhale. Even slower exhale. And pause. Feel the urge to breathe in, bubble up inside. And when you need to inhale, please do so. A long, slow inhale. Longer, slower exhale. And then pause where the body is neither breathing in nor out. Continue breathing in this way. Now go back to the natural, easy breath. Releasing any control over the inhale or the exhale. The practice of Yoga Nidra begins now. In this moment, make your sankalpa or resolve. The sankalpa should be a short, positive statement in simple language. Try to discover one naturally. And then state your sankalpa clearly and with awareness 3 times. This sankalpa plants a seed in the fertile soil of your mind to bring about transformation and healing. Say to yourself, I am practicing yoga nidra. I am awake and relaxed. We will now begin a systematic journey of sensory awareness throughout the body. You will move your awareness to different parts of your body as soon as you hear them named. Please say the name of the part to yourself and feel that part of your body, but do not move. The practice begins on the right side. Right hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, hip, thigh, knee, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Now go to the back of the body, right heel, left heel, right calf, left calf, right thigh, left thigh, right buttock, left buttock, lower back, middle back, upper back, the entire spine, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, back of the neck, back of the head, top of the head, forehead, right temple, left temple, right ear, left ear, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, middle of the eyebrows, right eye, left eye, right nostril, left nostril, right cheek, left cheek, upper lip, lower lip, both lips together, chin, jaw, throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, right side of the chest, left side of the chest, upper abdomen, navel, lower abdomen, right groin, left groin, the pelvic floor, the whole right leg, whole left leg, whole right arm, whole left arm, the whole face, the whole head, the whole torso, the whole body, the whole body, the whole body. Now imagine the whole body becoming light, as though your body could float away from the floor and towards the ceiling. The head is light and weightless. The limbs are light and weightless. The torso is light and weightless. The whole body light and weightless. You're rising higher and higher away from the floor. Imagine your body becoming heavy. Feel the heaviness in all parts of the body. Each part is becoming heavier and heavier and heavier. The head is heavy. The limbs are heavy. The torso is heavy. The whole body is heavy. So heavy it is sinking down into the floor. Awaken the experience of cold in the body. The experience of chilly cold. Imagine being outside in winter. You feel this chill permeating your entire body. Now allow the sensation of warmth to spread throughout the entire body. Remember the feeling of heat in summer when you are out in the sun. Feel heat radiating on your skin. Heat all around the body. Now allow the feeling of complete calm to envelop you. Manifest the experience of calm in your entire mind, body and emotions. You are relaxed and aware. You are completely calm. Begin to concentrate on the space in front of your closed eyelids. Imagine before you a transparent screen as though you were at the movie theatre. The screen is as high and as wide as the eyes can see. Concentrate on this mind screen and become aware of any phenomena that manifest within it. Colours, patterns, light. Whatever you see is the manifesting state of your mind. Continue your awareness of this space, but do not become involved. Practice detached awareness only. If subtle images make themselves known, simply notice them. If thoughts occur, let them come and go. But continue with detached awareness. Now a number of different things will be named, and you should envision them on the level of emotion, memory, and imagination as best you can. Jump from image to image as soon as you hear it. Red desert, peacock feather, Buddha meditating, a good night's rest, full moon, your reflection in a mirror, foggy morning, waiting for results, sun shining overhead, bouquet of flowers, tall tree, receiving help from others, cool clear water, a relaxing afternoon, laughing with friends, a warm embrace, burning candle, temple on a mountain, path in the woods, vibrant sunset, taking a deep breath, cat stretching, a beautiful garden path, your favourite song, the sound of my voice, your body lying on the floor. It is now time to repeat your sankalpa. Repeat the same statement made at the beginning of practice 3 times mentally now. Come back to the feeling of your breath flowing in and out of your nostrils. Maintain your awareness of breath and begin to develop your awareness of the physical body. Your body is relaxed and lying on the floor. Feel the container of your skin and the clothes and props that are touching you. Notice the heaviness of your body as it rests on the floor. Take your awareness into all the points that are touching. The back of your heels, thighs, buttocks, shoulder blades, arms, hands, and head. Keep your eyes closed, but visualize the surrounding room. Imagine where you are in the room and the other objects that are around. And lie quietly until you feel ready to move. When it's time, start by slowly moving your hands and your feet. But take your time, there's no hurry. When you're sure that you're fully awake, you can gently open your eyes and roll to one side. Stay there for a moment or two. And gradually ease into seated or kneeling, as the practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. When you come to that place of seated, just let your hands rest on your knees or your thighs. Just noticing what you notice. Just feeling into the quality of healing that's occurred for you today, whatever that may be. And allow this process to continue to unravel as you move into your day. So bringing your hands to rest easy at your heart. Just feel the gratitude and appreciation for these teachings and these practices that are so freely given to us. So we take a deep breath in together and a full breath out together. And this ceremony is now complete. Namaste.